Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about shadow work and the physical body. I'm going to be working through the chakras and talking about how the shadow can be influencing various different physical aspects of yourself. So this could be physical issues with health or just niggly things that you have going on with yourself physically that could be related to things that you could deal with more on a psychological level or on that emotional, energetic level, and find that it's affecting your health as well. But before we dive in, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting a Wiccan Path and Tapping into Abundance. If you want to know more about Wicca, witchcraft, shadow work and tarot, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to know how to heal your shadow through balancing your energy centers, your chakras, take a look at my free video. It's a masterclass called How to Heal Your Shadow Through Balancing Your Energy Centers. The link is in the description field below this video. I've talked a lot about the shadow in regards to beliefs and blockages on a more psycho-energetic level that's stopping you from truly experiencing life in the way you want to experience it, feeling connected, feeling joy, feeling peace, feeling like you have a sense of security in the world and safety in the world and can do the things that you really feel deep down that you came here to do. The shadow is so important to help you do that because a lot of the programming that we've received in our upbringing through our tribe, our family, our communities, our schooling, tell us that we don't have this ability really to help ourselves at all, that we're all victims and that we're all jellyfish swimming around in the ocean and there's nothing we can do about it. When from a magical perspective, it is totally the opposite, that we are autonomous beings, sovereign beings. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. We can't always be blaming other people for everything. And whilst there's times when other people certainly do things, we have to take responsibility for a lot of how we react to those things because we do have the ability to take responsibility for those things. And that's what walking the magical path is about. It's knowing really how we work ourselves and how we're affected by the world around us and what we do about that. The shadow also affects, of course, our physical body as well, because from an energetic medicine perspective, our physical experiences, our ailments, physical ailments, have a psychoenergetic cause. So things happen on the astral before they happen here, and the astral is more associated with the emotional realm. So when the emotions are involved, things that start off emotionally can end up physical. And this is where working with the chakras can be incredibly helpful, because you can understand a little bit about where you may be experiencing emotional energetic blockages depending on whereabouts in your body you're experiencing some sort of discomfort, physical discomfort, or even a physical ailment. So I'll start with our basic needs. Our basic needs in this world are to feel safe and to feel secure. And that's our root chakra. That is the base of everything. And our root chakra is about the physicality, how we relate to the physical world, how we see the physical world, and how safe we feel in the physical world. And if we're not feeling safe and secure, we're going to be experiencing unpleasant experiences or even ailments in that part of the body, which is down in the lower part of the body, the lower digestive system, where you eliminate all of your body wastes, your legs, your feet. And so if you struggle with issues in any of these areas, you can look to your root chakra and you can look to where you're not feeling safe in the world, where you're not feeling secure, where perhaps you might believe that you have no right to be here even, and what those beliefs are around feeling safe and feeling secure, because that chakra is going to block the energy from being able to come up from the ground when you're trying to draw up energy from the ground and energize yourself. And it's going to be blocked right down there, so it's very hard for it to get further up the body. One of my first tapping clients was a reflexologist, and their issues were with money. and feeling safe and secure in regards to being able to bring in enough money through their business, because they'd only just started their business. And when we were tapping, after about 6 weeks of tapping, this person had a corn on the bottom of their foot. And after 6 weeks of tapping, the corn went away. And this corn had been there a long, long, long time. And because the root chakra was starting to become more balanced, that manifestation of an issue like a corn, something that's kind of really annoying you underneath the surface, like a corn, when you try to step into the world, being on the foot or the bottom of the foot, you're trying to step into the world, but there's pain in trying to step into the world. So it's not safe to step into the world, essentially, when you're looking at it from that point of view. And through tapping on the beliefs around money and on their ability to be able to feel confident doing what they were doing in the world, the corn actually disappeared. So that's an example of how beliefs about money, beliefs about one's ability to be able to have enough material items, enough material things to help meet those material needs. So that's the root chakra. If you're dealing with any ailments to do with the reproductive system, you're going to be looking at the sacral chakra, particularly for females. The root chakra is still probably more dominant with males in regards to the sexual issues physically, whereas the sacral chakra is particularly, it can be something a lot of people in general actually have trouble with, because we're told in our culture and our religious upbringings that desire is bad, or having desire or sexual desires is bad, or we've got to, if the flip side of that is we have this distorted sense of sexuality where it's really taken advantage of, and you've got people making, heaps and heaps and heaps of money out of a very distorted view of sexuality in the world with commercialism, and people just not knowing where the hell they stand in regards to their own sexuality. And so that's going to manifest as issues with regards to sexuality and sexual organs too. So if there's any issues there or ongoing problems there, it's really starting to look at how you view sexuality, particularly your own, and what does that mean for you? Because the second chakra is probably one of the most out of balance chakras that we have these days. And it's not just about sexuality either, it's still feeling. Like, how comfortable do you feel when you're feeling something? Were you brought up to be told that you shouldn't feel? Were you brought up to be told that your feelings didn't count, or that you were being too sensitive in your feelings? And if that's the case, then you may struggle with feeling, and that can cause an imbalance in that second chakra as well. The solar plexus chakra is more to do with your sense of power and autonomy and sovereignty in the world. So this is where you're growing into a little bit more of a sense of self and your own purpose for being here and what you want to do in the world for you. It's really the place of your power. It's where your gut instinct is in many ways. Because in that area, if you struggle with feeling autonomous, if you struggle with feeling confident, if you struggle with feeling sovereign, that you have a right to your own body and your own path, really, at the end of the day, then you're going to find that your solar plexus is going to be often involved when you've got doubts in these areas. A lot of people feel butterflies in their stomach when they've got to do public speaking or something that doesn't feel safe from a power perspective. And that's because it's the solar plexus that is being affected by whatever it is that you're trying to confront. A lot of the time, our fears aren't just to do with safety and security in the material sense. It's also to do with safety and security in the more personal sense. You know, if I do public speaking and I make a fool of myself, it doesn't feel safe because people are going to laugh at me, maybe I won't get the job, or I won't get this, or I won't get that. And so there's all these fears that are going on really in the solar plexus that could even trickle down into the root chakra as well. So look for stomach problems, issues with liver, or anything like that when it comes to the solar plexus, and then look at what your beliefs are around your own power, your own confidence, and your sovereignty, and see where that sits. Moving up to your heart chakra, where you're looking at grief and loss, your sense of being lovable. So if you feel that I'm not good enough, and it's coming from the heart chakra rather than from the solar plexus, which it can also come from, if it's in the heart chakra, it's more to do with I'm not lovable enough, or I'm not good enough to be loved, or be lovable, or taken care of, or any of those sorts of things. So this is where sometimes you can feel like you're being stabbed in the heart emotionally by something like a betrayal or something like that. And if these things aren't dealt with, then you can end up with weaknesses in the heart area, the lung area, also your arms as well, because your arms are connected to the heart chakra as well. Adding to that, when you're dealing with extremities, there's also extra aspects to consider. So for example, if you've got issues, say with your fingers, for example, maybe you have arthritis in your fingers. Arthritis can often be linked to resentment. So it can be resentment around giving and receiving, because we give with our hands and we take with our hands. So it's looking at the function of the body part, just generally, physically speaking, and what we do with those things, particularly gesturally, and going, well, okay, well, how is that manifesting emotionally for me? Where do I feel resentment around maybe giving and never receiving? Is that something that I find that I'm resenting? I give because I feel I have to, and maybe there's times I give when I don't really want to, or I don't really even have it to give. You know, I'm giving because I think I should, rather than giving because you've got the desire to give and the ability to give. Your throat chakra, of course, if you get any things like tonsillitis, recurring tonsillitis, or anything to do with your neck, stiff shoulders, I think a lot of us have this problem. It's to do, of course, with blockages in the throat chakra. Now, there can be blockages further down as well, which could be contributing to this, but it's the inability to really feel that you can really speak your truth and create what you really want to create in the world. If you're getting migraines or anything that's kind of more up here, you're dealing with the third eye, so or your vision, or basically anything in the area of wherever the chakra is, although the ears are more related to throat chakra and listening, then you want to have a look at your vision, or your ability to be able to see ahead, or see clearly in the world, or see your path clearly in the world, or see what you want to see in the world. So that vision thing is really about being able to see things from a much more clearer perspective, being able to see things as being safe ahead of you, the path ahead being more safe, and being able to see your way clearly ahead. And when it comes to receiving spirit, of course, anything that's to do with things that's really going up with the crown chakra, there may be even issues that you have with regards to your beliefs and feelings around what the divine will let you get away with. We have a lot of beliefs coming up from religions that tell us that, you know, and not just the monotheistic ones either, other polytheistic religions too, have a lot of beliefs about the gods and goddesses that are quite restrictive. You know, that the gods don't want this and they want that, and you've got to do this and you have to do that. And so we can still have this belief that somehow the divine doesn't want us to experience something or have something or be something. And so we have to deal with those beliefs in order to be able to realize that we are the gods and goddesses. And whilst we may also work with other gods and goddesses, it's not a matter of us being puppets on a string. It's a matter of us learning to be the magician in our lives, and that we can be channels for creativity. And so we have to often deal with those beliefs that we have around divinity before we can actually do that. So it's something to focus on if you're doing healing for other people. If you find that you're a healer and maybe somebody, you might have a regular client that comes, or you may be doing a friend or a relative, and they're struggling a fair bit with the healing, it's not taking, then just, if you can, just try and figure out, ask around to see whether there's something more on that psycho-spiritual or energetic level that might actually be stopping the healing from really being able to pass through the body and do what it's there to do. Because you can have all of the healing in the world from another person, but unless you are ready to open up to healing yourself, and you can deal with those psychological traumas either energetically or through other different modalities where you're addressing the beliefs and becoming aware of them, then you may be blocking that healing energy. So having a think about that. If you want to do your shadow work to help with you physically as well as on that emotional level and bring more joy and peace into your life, to take that deeper dive into yourself so that you can create the life you really want to live in more than just a magical way, but actually doing it without even needing to do magic because you're so in touch with your path, then check out my 4-month course, The Wheels of Empowerment. That is my shadow work course, where I work with the shadow and also with the chakras. So you're dealing with each chakra one by one, and we are working through the most common beliefs. And you will also get the opportunity to explore your own beliefs and how you can actually change those beliefs through working with your subconscious mind. It is a course that is well worth it, particularly if you are already quite well versed with the witchcraft way or the Wiccan path, and you're looking for something that's more on that second degree or advanced sort of level where you're ready to take a deeper dive into yourself. We do work with ritual and magic in that course, as well as guided meditations and my favorite modality, EFT. So if you're interested in taking the shadow work with me, going down into the shadow with me, then take a look at the Wheels of Empowerment. The link is in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I thank you all for supporting my channel. I will see you next time. Blessed be.